Hello, my name is Lucas. This is a bit of lit, and I'm here after my channel has been deleted, and I appealed to get it back because I didn't violate any of the terms of service as the reviewer for YouTube found out. So I'm back again after returning and then getting deleted. That caused me so much stress, and because I had a lot of stress, I bought some books. Also to celebrate that another summer class has ended, and I've got 2 more for the next 2 weeks, and I'm gonna buy some more books. Probably not as many as I bought, but maybe just 1 or 2. There were a few I was eyeing, but even though I knew that I'm gonna get them, I wanted to wait. Just I've worked really hard. I've accomplished this finally. Okay, reward, nice little book. Anyway, I've got some other books that are from work, so I'll show those first. I want to reread this Dune, Frank Herbert's science fiction classic. I first read this in my early 20s, I believe for the 50th anniversary in 2015, I believe. Yeah, soon to be a major motion picture. I'm looking forward to the movie, which is why I want to read this. I'm curious to know what it's going to be like, and I'm waiting in eager anticipation. I'm a little bit skeptical of how good it's going to be. I'm not a huge fan of Timothy Chalamet. I don't really have anything against him. I just don't know if I see him as the main character. But I'm looking forward to reading this. I've never read any of the sequels, but when I read it in my early 20s, I didn't really care for it because I didn't understand it. But I want to give it another go. I'm a more mature reader now, so I think I will still have a hard time because it's so dense and full of stuff, but looking forward to it. A lot of my coworkers it's been passing around in their hands. I don't think anybody's actually finished it. They've tried to read it and then said, never mind. But I'm going to read it, and you will see. Now that I'm in a better mood, especially because I got my channel back, I'm going to be reading a lot, and a lot faster. We've also got the Canterbury Tales here by Geoffrey Chaucer. Poem. I've never read this book before. I've heard it's wonderful. What I think is kind of interesting is that it looks like it has the Middle English here and then the Modern English over there. So I don't know anything about it except that it's a very old poem. So I'm looking forward to it. I've still got 2 books of Joseph Campbell's in my home from work that I've got to get to, but in due time, okay. And I've read a lot of those, but I've still got quite a few of those that I haven't read yet. Shh. Now is the time for dealing with my stress by participating in capitalism. I don't know. I've got an export copy of The Vanishing Half by Brit, Bennett, who's also the author of The Mothers. I believe this came out in last year, right? 2020? Yeah. Copyright 2020 by Brittany Bennett. I've seen a lot about this. I tried to get an early review copy last year, but I was a little bit late. And then I just kind of forgot about it. I don't know much about it except what it says on the back, but it sounded really interesting. I don't know how to say this. Vignes sisters, Vignes, will always be identical. But after growing up together in a small southern black community and running away at age 16, it's not just the shape of their daily lives that is different as adults. It's everything. Their families, their communities, their racial identities. Many years later, one sister lives with a black daughter in the same southern town she once tried to escape. The other secretly passes for white, and her white husband knows nothing of her past. Still, even separated by so many miles and just as many lies, the fates of the twins remain intertwined. What will happen to the next generation when their own daughter's story lines intersect? So, I don't know. I don't know where this is going to go, but it sounds really interesting, and so I thought I would pick it up. I'll be reading it soon. Probably not this month. I've got Sanctuary by William Faulkner. I want to read a Star Trek novel for the read-along that's going on for that. And I want to try to get to Orlando by Virginia Woolf. And maybe one of these other books up here, the Doctor Who one I bought last time. Anyway, this is the first Korean novel I've ever bought, but I'm really looking forward to it. I think I've heard about it before from somewhere. I don't know who, but this is The Vegetarian by Han Kang. I'm not totally sure if I'm saying her name right. When I do the review on this book, I will make sure to look up how to say her name properly. And again, I've heard about this. I've heard praise for it, but I've never actually seen anything. But it was 10 best books of the New York Times book review for 2016. And it was also the Man Booker International Prize winner. So what I saw is it's about this woman who decides to quit eating meat and the disaster that follows. So I don't know. I'll be getting to this soon as well. Looking forward to it. And then I've got 2 short story collections. One by an author. I've only read a few of his short stories, but I've read quite a few of his translations and his short story collections he's edited. I bought The Hidden Girl and Other Stories by Ken Liu, and yeah, it's got 17 different stories in here that I'm really interested in. I've only read, I don't know how many of his stories, or 2, maybe 3 of his stories, and I've read his translations for The Three-Body Problem, Death's End, and I also read his edited and translated work, Broken Stars. He translated 16 different short stories by Chinese authors that that wrote stories that he really admired. Broken Stars is incredible. It has some really, really good Chinese science fiction from the mainland, and yeah. So I'd like to read more of his own work and see how good it is. I enjoy what he's done in other formats, so I want to see what he can do for himself. And then I've got Ted Chiang's Stories of Your Life and Others, also now known as Arrival, after the movie that was made based on Story of Your Life. And I really enjoyed the movie quite a lot. And so I saw this and I thought it'd be really cool to read more of these, because I believe my the head teacher is kind of my boss, sort of. He's not exactly my boss, but I think he was reading this. He was telling me about it a couple weeks ago, and had some really good things to say about it. So that's another motivator. I liked the concept of Arrival, the movie, so I wanted to see sort of the source material. So that's why I got this. Apparently there's another book of his that came out called Exhalation. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it now. I'm going to enjoy this book soon. I really like the names of some of these titles. For example, Liking What You See, a documentary. Hell is the Absence of God, 72 Letters, Story of Your Life, and Tower of Babylon, and then some other ones. So the stories sound interesting, and I know that I at least like the concept of story of your life or Arrival. So looking forward to that. Anyway, I'm glad that my channel was not deleted. Thank you. um, Let me know if you've read any of these, what you think of them, what you think of the movie Arrival, for that matter. I particularly liked the aliens and their language and the way time was used. Any story that has some kind of time travel aspect to it, I will always like. So that's it. Thank you.